Welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to yet another episode of Golf Show. Today I'm going to talk with Mr. Spencer Robinson, who is the Chief Communication Officer of Asian Golf Industry Federation. Beside, he has been writing in leading newspapers, as a sports journalist of Asia, and also he was commentating in different TV channels like ESPN, Fox Sports, Asian Television, etc. So today my guest is Mr. Robinson. Mr. Robinson, welcome to you.
Thank you, Chow. It's lovely to be with you.
Okay. So, Mr. Robinson, as I know you from a long time and saw your record in Asian Golf Industry website. That speaks, it's a non-profit organization and it is working for the golf development in Asia. Can you share some knowledge on that? What kind of organization is it and what are the objectives?
Yes. Well, as you know, the Asian golf industry has maybe been very fragmented for 40, 50 years, both in terms of the professional game and also the industry as a whole. And about 10 years ago, a number of people who were high-powered in the golf industry working for big companies had the idea to come together and to form an official organization. And they did. They launched that called the Asian Golf Industry Federation. As you quite rightly say, it's always been a not-for-profit organization, and it is there to assist the golf industry across the region in many, many aspects. And fundamentally, the main issues that we focus on are the education. And when we talk about education, the two areas that are the main focus are with the golf course superintendents around the region and with the golf course general managers. So let me just explain to you a little bit about the main programs that we run. And as far as golf course superintendents are concerned, you know, we believe they are some of the most important people within the golf industry. Whenever you go to any golf club in Asia, if you have bad greens or bad conditions, you can guarantee that you will hear players moaning and complaining. And the course superintendents do an amazing job, and they have to put up and carry a lot of the burden. And we have always believed that they are very undervalued. And any good golf course has to have good playing conditions. And yet, nothing had ever been done in Asia to promote and to support golf course superintendents. So, what the Asian Golf Industry Federation did, we went to the R&A, who, as I'm sure you and all your listeners will know, are the ruling body for golf globally. And we explained to them what we were trying to do to promote greenkeeping and to help educate greenkeepers and give them some certification, which had never been done. And the R&A liked the idea and they came in to support the project, which has been critical. And about 4 years ago now, we launched what was called the Certificate in Greenkeeping. So superintendents from around the region can attend our various seminars and get-togethers and can sit exams based on what they learn. And we have the New Zealand Sports Turf Institute that also contributes towards this. And so we're very proud of the fact that we have had superintendents from Thailand, from Singapore, from Malaysia, from India, from China, who have come through this process and who have received certification. So we hope this is just the start. As you know, there are thousands of golf courses across Asia, thousands of golf course superintendents and greenkeepers, and we really want to introduce more and more of them to this program in the years ahead. And please do spread the message and go to the Asian Golf Industry Federation website at www.agif.asia and there's a special section about the certificate in greenkeeping that explains exactly what happens, where they attend. Unfortunately, with the COVID situation, we have, like everyone else, been unable to travel. And so some of the courses have to be put on hold, but we are doing some online learning, and that's been going very well. So that's one element. The second element is with regard to golf club general managers and senior management people. And whereas with the certificate of greenkeeping, we have partnered with the R&A, as far as the club managers are concerned, we are in partnership with the Club Management Association of America, which is one of the largest club management associations, in fact the largest one in the world, with many, many thousand members. And they are well known for their education plans that they have done for many decades. So again, effectively, there was never a platform in Asia for club general managers to get trained and to get certification, which would help them in their career paths and their jobs. So again, we launched that about 3 or 4 years ago, and we have a certified club manager program, which again offers a pathway for general managers to go through and to achieve a level of certification that has never been available in Asia before. And the only instances, and they were very few, that happened of education before we came in, there were 1 or 2 Asian club managers who would go to the huge expense of going to America 2 or 3 times a year to attend their classes and to get this certification. Well, now we have brought this with us to Asia. So any club general managers from Bangladesh, from India, from any country, you can sign up for that. We get some fantastic speakers coming in from America and from Europe who moderate these sessions and who hold these 4 or 5 day classes where the learning is very intense, but the feedback that we've had is fantastic, and the guys go back to their clubs and with a new level of expertise that certainly helps them in their careers, but it also benefits the clubs hugely because they will be able to learn from all these new facts and all the new classes that the managers are going through. So again, all the details can be found at the Asian Golf Industry Federation website, and we would really encourage Chow, any club managers to come and support this. And basically, in the end, all this will help to improve the standards within Asia and gain Asia a better reputation globally. Hopefully, again, in a few months' time, when golf tourism starts again and we begin to get more tourists coming back to play golf on our fabulous courses, and the message gets back to their friends in their countries about how
Okay,
fabulous.
I'll come back to you, Mr.
Thank you.
Spencer. I'll come back to you. Just I want to bring you again in other points like you are a media personality, journalist. So I'll come to that later. That what is the role of media for golf development? Before that, let me continue a little bit on these 2 organizations that you've been talking. Okay, how to become member of this AGIF that you're talking about? How can one become member of this organization and can participate some education program of you?
That's a great question. Thank you for asking. So the Asian Golf Industry Federation is a very inclusive organization. We want anyone who's in the golf industry in Asia to come and join us because we think that's where the strength is.
What
So,
is the minimum qualification or prerequisites?
so I will go through. We have various categories of membership. So for big companies, they can become an executive member. So let me give you an example. Some of those companies are Toro and Jacobson and John Deere and Troon and IMG. So all these international companies who have interests at golf clubs in every country in Asia, they will they will join as executive. We then have a full business member where, again, secondary companies or slightly smaller companies can join. We have a lot of the golf course architects, Greg Norman, Nick Faldo, Golf Plan, Ross Perrett in Australia, Ernie Els, they are all members. A lot of the turf grass manufacturers, they are members. Also at the associate business. So that's the third level. That is for companies who have less than 10 employees. Then we have a golf facility member. So for just $300 a year, any golf club can join, and they will get access to the education that the AGIF provides. So those are the main categories. And again, they can all be found on the website. So please go there and have a look. My email address is there, so anyone can contact me, and I'm very happy to give more details.
Okay. Okay, I'll come back to you again. Let me bring another question. Some audience comments as I can find. These are regular visitor of this website, our portal. So some of the comment I like to read for you, and
Yes.
I must thanks first of all. I must thank them. These guys, they always kept on following our show, and there some of the guys are related to the golf industry. So I understand. I know them, like some golf software engineer, those who have developed app for Bangladesh Golf for the first time in Army Golf Club, for BPGA Professional Golf Club, a Professional Golf Association. So I must thank them first to start. Mr. Ataul Goni, he wants to know question for Robinson. Yeah, what about Golf Asia magazine is published? Where it is from? I mean, from where it is published? You are the launcher of that magazine. I know. Maybe he has read in your website. Next question is for. Should I go one by one? Okay. First question. Go ahead.
So yes, the actual publishing industry, as you know, has changed dramatically, and there's very few print publications left now. We're mostly producing digital magazines. I actually stopped being involved in magazines a few years ago to work with the Asian Golf Industry Federation and the Confederation. And we basically publicize everything through our websites. And we do newsletters that get sent out. So actual magazine, I'm not doing now. I contribute, I write, but I don't publish.
Okay, but the Golf Asia, you are the first man who launched this magazine. Am I correct?
We launched our first magazine called Asian Golf in 1990.
Okay.
When I was still in Hong Kong, and it was the first regional golf magazine in Asia. It was very successful. And then in 1994, we became the first company ever to publish a Chinese edition.
Okay. Okay.
So that was very popular. But then I moved to another company in 1997, and I launched another magazine called Asian Golf Monthly, which again was the biggest golf magazine in Asia, and was very successful. But as I say, I'm now involved in other aspects of the industry.
Okay, let me read some more questions for you. I mean, comments rather. How to become member of AGIF? You answered that question. Okay.
Yes,
next.
go to our website, www.agif.asia. All the details are there, including my email address. So I'm happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Next comments is what does course rating, slope rating, course rating, etc. Meaning? Okay. Who does slope rating and course rating? Do you have any idea on this?
Yes. Well, again, when a new course is built, it has to have a course slope rating. And particularly, you may have heard that we're developing a world handicapping system that will be launched later this year, that is a joint initiative by the RNA and the United States Golf Association. And every course needs to get rated and sloped. So that is really the responsibility of the club to contact their own golf association or federation. And most of the federations and associations in Asia, they have their own teams of people who are available to do these course ratings and slope ratings. Failing that, you can bring in people from America, the USGA, and they will do that. And it's a very specialized job. They have to look at the course from every tee and every green and where people are landing the ball and the hazards and the wind conditions. And it's a very interesting process.
Okay.
But again,
Okay. Yeah.
I think the golf associations.
Okay. Okay. So, difference between a course designer and architect. Do you have any idea on
I
this?
think it's the same thing. I mean,
Same.
some of them call themselves architects, some call themselves designers.
Okay. And next comment, Mr. Atalgun again. Last guy, Mr. Jagabandhu Rai. I think he is a app developer, live scoring app developer. Okay.
Yes.
So this guy is Atalguni. He leaves a comment. Who can change course layout and design? Is it the owner of the course or the specialist guy, as you say?
Well, it looked like so many of these things, Chow, it comes down to money, and it costs considerable amount of money if you want to make changes to a golf course, particularly if you're going to close some holes, do some irrigation, put some new bunkers in, change the greens. So it's obviously the owner of the course is the person who will make that decision whether they have the funds available to do that. What would then usually happen, they would go back to the original golf course architect and say, our golf course is 10 years old or 20 years old. We need to do some renovation or upgrades. Can you help us? And then,
So here I can add one point, Mr. Rabin Spencer, is basically we should seek advice from that expert, course designer or architect who has made it, who has done it, or an expert on the matter. It's not the owner who keeps on working and tell the remove this hole, put it here, put it there. I think it requires expertise hands, as you say. Yeah.
yeah, look, I think it's always good to get expert advice, whether it's a professional golfer or a professional golf course architect, someone who has experience in that area and who can give valuable advice. But in the end, it's the owner who has to pay for it. So the owner obviously has to be involved in the discussions, and the owner usually will say, I want to make the golf course harder, or I want to make it more beautiful. And what will it cost to do this or to do that?
Okay, I'll come back. Now let us change the dimension a little. Somebody is asking. He wants to know how many years you're spending in journalism.
A long
Go
time.
ahead.
I started my journalist career in a local newspaper in England, just outside London, called the Watford Observer in 1978. I left school at 17 years old, and I got offered a dream job for me to be a junior sports writer. And so I've been very fortunate. That was my break to get into sports journalism. And I've remained in it for what, 30 odd years since then. And I've loved it. And I've been very lucky to get into television and radio and now the social media side of things. So it's
Yeah.
been a lovely career.
Okay, so you are an expert. I understand a long career. So can you advise a little that what should be the role of media in place of for the cause of development of golf, especially a country like Bangladesh? What should be the role of media?
Well, the media channel has a crucial role to play, and what you're doing is fantastic. You know, in all across the world, golf for so many years has been viewed as this elitist sport. and only for the rich people. And what, again, coming back to the Asian Golf Industry Federation, what we try and lobby for are more public golf courses to make golf more accessible and affordable for more people. That's really key. And we have to have a strong golf media who can put that message across, because there's so many myths that are wrong about golf. And it's down to us in the media to try and give a fair picture. Now, very sadly, when I started out, every newspaper in England and in most Asian countries, they had a full-time golf correspondent, and we had golf magazines everywhere. Unfortunately, that's not the case anymore. And we rely much more now on social media. So I would really say to your listeners and to people in the golf industry, everyone has a role to play. Post some good things about golf on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or whichever social media that you enjoy doing, and tell the world about the great things. One of the areas we always look at when we play golf, and I always do, I look out to see what kind of wildlife there is on the golf course. The birds and the other animals that we have, and to post pictures of that, and to show, particularly at this time, how golf is such a safe sport with social distancing,
Yeah.
and how it's really gaining in popularity, because a lot of the team sports now, after the COVID, people can't play because you can't have contact. But golf is a wonderful sport for social distancing, and I think for families. So if you can do anything to help to promote those ideals, that's wonderful for golf as a whole.
Okay, okay, Mr. Spencer, for your valuable advice. I'll come back to you again. Let me bring up some other queries or comments from the audience. And yeah,
Yes.
meeting is first from audience. Yeah, audience. Somebody has asked media's role. You covered that, and then somebody is asking, "Do you know Bangladesh golf?" Okay, I'll come to that question. Do you know Bangladesh golf? Before that, I want to add here, you have long experience working with Faldo Series and also Asia Pacific Confederation, the golf ruling body, if I call them, for all kind of golf, especially for amateur golf. So,
Yes.
can you share little knowledge with about these two organizations?
Yes, absolutely. Well, the Asia Pacific Golf Confederation is the ruling body for amateur golf, as you quite rightly say, Chow, in Asia. And it has 46 members who are associations or federations, all the way from the Middle East to South Asia to North Asia, down to Australia and New Zealand and the Pacific. And it really helps to oversee amateur golf. And it has the major tournaments, the Asian Amateur Championship, the Women's Asia Pacific Amateur Championship, then the team games, the Nomura Trophy, and the Queen Sirikit Cup. So basically, it's there to promote golf among elite amateurs in the Asia Pacific region. And the Faldo Series is something quite similar. As you know, Sir Nick Faldo won 6 major championships. He won 3 British Opens and 3 US Masters. He was world number 1 for many, many years. And once he stopped playing, or he started to reduce his playing schedule, he started looking at other areas. And he always wanted to try and give back to the game and to develop junior golf. And one of the ideas he had was to launch this Faldo series. And he launched that in Europe about 25 years ago. And then about 15 years ago, he launched it in Asia, and it's been very successful. It's now in about 20 countries. We have a Bangladesh Faldo Series Championship at Kermitola most years, and we've had some wonderful Bangladeshi players who have qualified to play in the grand finals. which take place every year in Vietnam now at Laguna Langko, a beautiful Nick Faldo course. And all the winners from the country tournaments gather together. So Nick Faldo is there for 3 days. He gives golf clinics. He discusses with the kids. So it's wonderful to see an opportunity. And this is only open to players under the age of 21. So it's a real opportunity for juniors to see a professional golfing environment and an incredible opportunity to be able to ask questions to a six-time major champion, one of
Yeah.
the great players of the last 50, 100 years.
Okay, yeah, that's great. I must add to that. Yeah, Sir Nick Faldo is doing wonderful job for this junior golf worldwide,
Yes,
and he has been producing. I mean, Faldo series has been producing number of famous golfers like Rory McIlroy himself, number one, ex number one.
exactly.
He has come from this series, and Rashid Khan of India, and many
You
others.
have
Many others.
Rashid Khan won twice the
Yeah,
Faldo Series, and
yeah.
now he's won on the Asian Tour and been very successful. And we have a lot
Last
of
night,
other.
last night I had a guest called Arjun Prasad. He also won in 2016.
Yes,
I saw you there interviewing Sir Nick Faldo. So yeah, I was also involved in 2020 from 2014 to 2018, basically with Faldo series. It's a great effort. It's a great effort. I must recognize, must say that. Also, Asia Golf Confederation is also doing wonderful job for amateur golf. Let me come back to your expertise on media. A lot of people are commenting on that. What's about, as Bangladesh is a new golfing destination, in Asia. It's just we are a young and developing country, especially in terms of golf. So, what should be our, I mean, part? How can we be expert like you to bring golf more forward? Media, especially print and electronic media, as your expert, still you're commenting on ESPN and as I understand some of the channels. So how our electronic and print media can come forward for focusing golf or exposing golf?
you mean to expose golf in Bangladesh?
Yes, on international ball.
Yeah, I think a lot of these things, and Sir Nick Faldo always says, you need to create stars. You need to create young golfers who really have a lot of confidence and a bit of charisma, and they can be the face of golf in each country. And I think once you have people like that, and it can even be administrators with the Bangladesh Golf Federation, people who are at the forefront of the game. I mean, people like you, Chow, who know and understand the golf scene in your countries, and I think through your programs and what you're doing, really send the message out. I remember a few years ago you had the Bangladesh Open on the Asian Tour.
Yeah,
Um, I think that hasn't happened for the last year or so, right? Or it was part of the Indian PGTI Tour. And I think events like that offer a great opportunity for the media to give exposure, not just to that tournament and to the host golf club, but to golfing in that country. So I think that would be wonderful. I don't know in Bangladesh if you have specialist golf tour operators. Golf tourism has become such big business now, and we have operators in Thailand, in Vietnam, in Indonesia, in Malaysia, in the Philippines, and they put together these packages to bring international people to their countries to experience the golf courses there. So
just to add, we don't have that sort of business companies you are talking about. Golf tours, yeah, is good point. Yeah, go ahead.
So I think again that is another opportunity to tell the world about the fact that golf is played in Bangladesh, and that you'd love to welcome foreign golfers to come and experience what golf is like. And in my experience, Chow, people from all over the world, whether they're from North America or Europe or Asia, we love new golfing experiences, and we love going to new countries where we can play new courses and new conditions and just totally new experience and way of life. And also to spend some time, I'm a huge cricket fan, and I used to play cricket very well.
Okay.
And I still hope to make it to Bangladesh one day, to see some test cricket there. And I'd love to be able to combine that with playing golf around the country. To
So you have
me,
been,
that
here
would
it
be.
reminds me, Spencer, so last 30 years you have been busy with cricket or golf.
Well, my first newspaper back in
Yeah.
England, I
Yeah.
was a cricket writer.
Okay.
Cricket, cricket was my main love, and I was a good leg spin bowler. Not
Okay.
quite as not quite as good as Shane Warne, but
Okay.
I got a lot of wickets. And even when I
Uh,
went to Hong Kong, I played a lot of cricket in Hong Kong. But then professionally, golf and football were the two main sports that I ended up focusing on. But cricket is my real love, and I still follow all the cricket. And it's great to see Bangladesh emerging as a
okay.
real force. And I
You
think,
follow Bangladesh cricket?
sorry.
You follow Bangladesh cricket?
Well, I follow when you play in the T20s and the ODIs and the World Cups, and when you have a test series against England. I follow all of that very closely. And
Okay.
I see some of the IPL now, and I see some of the talented Bangladesh players, and I hope you can produce some talented golfers as well, not just cricketers.
Yeah. So that's where I was trying to go. Our cricket is getting much more. You said, yeah, we require some star from junior ranks, from professional rank, some star to be made. And again, media also has to have a role to make star. As you know, our players, junior players, get very less scores, opportunities to develop them and turn them to a real good professional, like our only one and only Siddiqur Rahman. I think you have heard the name.
Siddiqur, of
So,
course.
yeah. So there, our media also has a part into that. That's why media expert like you, we are talking to you. Okay, as you come to the another point, it reminds me that you are expert, and also you're the chief communicating officer of AGIF, as you said, Asian Golf Industry Federation.
Yes.
Tell us something about that organization. That how can we seek assistance from this organization as a golfing body from Bangladesh, as a club or as a federation or as an association? You say two field. One is golf club general managers, and
Yes.
also course superintendent to
Yes.
bring up their knowledge or education training. Do you have any other field like course maintenance or any area of expertise like course designer or anything else?
Well, in addition to those things, the Asian Golf Industry Federation, it holds many seminars around the region in Asia. And these sometimes last one day, sometimes 2 days. And again, they focus on very topical areas related to the countries that they go to. So a lot of the discussions are about how a country can improve its golf tourism, or how a country can improve the standard of its golf courses, or how it can start to develop junior golf. So, this is why I would encourage your listeners, people who are involved in the development of golf in Bangladesh, to come and join the Asian Golf Industry Federation and to really join in. We want to share the knowledge that we have and all the experts from around Asia. Um, and, we work closely with the Indian Golf Industry Federation, and they do a very good job. And we'd like to see those sort of organizations develop in more countries where key people in golf really can devote some time and attention to helping others and to helping develop the game. Because in the end, that's what it's about. One of the striking factors, and I was involved in a webinar last week talking about golf after COVID-19 and what's happening. And it was quite shocking, Chow, that in
Yeah.
many countries across Asia, people were saying the average age of club members is 55, 60 and above, and very few younger people coming in. So there's a lot of problems that golf is facing. How do we attract the millennials? How do we attract the young people? And, people are saying 4 hours or 5 hours for a round of golf is too long. Young people won't do that. So we should create 6-hole golf courses or 9-hole golf courses or
Yeah.
putting courses or driving ranges where people can go with their friends, where it's fun, where it's not expensive. You don't have to have a full set of clubs. So all of us in the golf industry, from the media to golf course owners to managers, we all have to come together and think, how can we develop the game and ensure it will have a bright future? Because we really have to attract younger people into the game.
More and more, yes, you are correctly said. Okay, Spencer, something I had the questions and a query on your organization. Like I saw in your website, you have relations with number of renowned golfing body like PGA and others, Asian Tour, R&A, as you said already, Asian Golf
Yes.
Confederation, Faldo Series. So, especially, uh, what kind of supporting relation or cooperation you have with PGA? I want to know about US PGA or US Golf Association.
We have two of our executive members, which is our top level of membership, are the PGA of America and the PGA of Great Britain and Ireland. Now, the PGA of America, you may not know, is the largest sporting association in the world. It has 29,000 members. Um, a lot of them are teaching professionals across the world. And what the PGA of America does, if you're a member,
Is
they
it
will
different?
help you.
Is it organization different than US PGA or same
Yes,
organization?
it's totally different.
Different, yeah,
So
yeah. That's
you have the PGA Tour and you have the PGA of America. So
okay.
the PGA of America, for example,
Yeah,
that owns and runs the US PGA Championship, which is one of the four majors in golf and
yeah,
which is on the PGA Tour.
yeah.
But it is separate organization from the PGA Tour and the
Okay.
United States Golf Associations. I think those are the three main golf organizations in America.
Yeah.
And with the PGA, more and more, their members are coming to Asia to work in Asia. So that's why they have joined the Asian Golf Industry Federation to try and learn more about the golf industry in Asia so that they will then be able to send more of their staff, whether it's working for a golf club or working as a national coach at some federation in Asia. So they see that as a lot of opportunities for their members. So that is why predominantly they have become involved. And again, very much like us, Chow, their main core aim is to grow the game of golf. That's the most important thing that they do. And we actually have a very bright young man called Sean Thornberry,
Okay.
who works for the PGA of America, and he has recently joined the board of directors for the Asian Golf Industry Federation. So he is now trying to have more of an influence and a say on what's going on and how the PGA of America can help and bring their expertise to Asia. So,
Okay.
as I said at the start, it's really about all of us coming together and working together to try and grow the golf industry.
Okay, okay, Spencer. It will take days to listen to your expertise because you have spent so much of time in golf industry. So
Too many years.
too many years, and especially your, I know your experience. Thank you very much. So last word for us, for the Gulf of Bangladesh or subcontinent or Asia. What is your advice for us?
The advice I have, and I get asked this question in a lot of countries, and I really hope that in Bangladesh, as in other Asian countries, we can start to develop public golfing facilities, not member clubs, but public golf, where anyone can turn up and pay a small fee to experience the wonders of golf. Build a driving, I would say to a developer, rather than build a new golf course, put up a driving range or put up a putting green or just something that is going to capture the attention of public. The other thing that we really try and push is to get golf into the schools. And there are a lot of very user friendly games that can be introduced to kids when they're
Yes,
4 and 5 years old. And just to get them swinging, it's not a golf club, but it's like a cricket bat or something, just the feel of a club hitting a ball, just to get them to understand how good that feels. So I guess my message would be we have to think for the future, and I would love to see more public facilities in all countries across Asia, including Bangladesh, so that we can get more people experiencing what makes golf such a wonderful sport.
thank you, Spencer. I'm honored to have you today in my show. To end it here, your expertise, your knowledge will benefit us. Thank you very much. You have spared
It's a
your valuable time with me.
it's a pleasure. I wish you all great success, and I hope to come and visit you after this COVID
Oh,
crisis.
yeah, most
Watch
welcome. Yeah, will be.
watch some cricket and play some golf.
Yeah, most welcome, Spencer. I'll do. I'll do. I'll host you. Then you visit Bangladesh.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much. Bye.
Bye bye.